Welcome, April. Today, April Powers joins us to talk about her work-life experiences, and I'm sure we'll have many interesting stories to tell.
Absolutely. There was this one time I actually dated President General Leopoldo Galtieri.
The Argentinian president?
Yes, one of his generals said that Mr. Galtieri wanted to meet me that evening. Me? Of all the people he could have asked, he asked for me.
Wow.
When I arrived, Mr. Galtieri was dressed in full military regalia, and he offered me light snacks and wine. Oh, it was a wonderful evening.
So what types of things did you talk about?
Oh, just the usual chit-chat you get on a first date. You know.
It really was a date. You weren't there to talk business.
No, it was definitely a date.
Tell us more about the chit-chat.
He asked about my endurance, which at first seemed very promising, but then he said he wanted to know where the endurance had gone. Well, I was taken by surprise. I mean, what can you say? It was a first date, so I told him the truth, that as you get older, one's endurance is just not as good as it used to be.
Do you think perhaps he was asking about HMS Endurance, the British naval patrol boat, fitted with listening equipment?
Oh, no, I'm sure it wasn't. I think he was just checking me out.
Right.
He did ask about the size of fleet the UK had. I clearly remember him saying that, because I thought he said, "What size feet do you have?" And I was half hoping he was going to present me with some El Boiro shoes. You know, those nice little suede ones with the stitched designs.
And did he?
No, was actually quite disappointed. And then he asked a really odd question. Did I have any long-range bombers? Well, that's not really the sort of question you should ask a lady on a first date, is it?
No, I'm sure it's not. How did the evening end?
When he tried to bribe me.
Good Lord.
Oh, yes. He offered me some cheap Spanish wine.
Really?
Yes, I was shocked too. We'd been drinking this wine all night. I mean, it wasn't bad, but not a patch on the Liefermilch the Germans used to give us. He came straight out and said, "Let's talk about the case of the Malvinas."
You mean the islands?
No, the wine. The Malvinas we were drinking. Do keep up. It was obvious he was offering me a case of cheap wine. And by this time, his general was also in the room, so I didn't want to offend anyone. This was where my quick-witted, highly skilled training came in handy. I had to think fast, so I said, "The UK government is not keen on having the Malvinas, so thank you, but you can keep it."
Wow. You actually said that?
And they shook my hand. Oh, I was so pleased that the evening passed off so well. Although it was a bit of a shame I didn't get asked on a second date.
When exactly was this meeting?
I remember it was just a few days before Argentina invaded those islands.
The Malvinas?
No, it was the Falkland Islands. It's a good job you're not in the Foreign Office. Otherwise we'd be in a real pickle.
I take it that soon after that, the civil service retired you?
Oh no, they couldn't do without me. I've had lots of special assignments since then. I met with Saddam Hussein for peace talks just before the first Gulf War. And then I met him again for more peace talks just before the second Gulf War.
I see. So when did you retire?
You see, there's always a demand for highly capable and experienced people like me, whatever their age.
You mean you're still working?
Oh, yes. I could never retire.
What are you doing now?
Well, it's a bit hush-hush. But between you and me, they were so pleased after I planned the recent Allied troop withdrawal from Afghanistan that I've been now asked to lead the peace negotiations between Russia and the Ukraine.
Well, April, you are full of surprises. April Powers, thank you very much for joining us for what is probably going to be one of our last ever broadcasts.